Hi everyone, Dead Battery here, and thank you for joining me on my channel. Today's video is going to be on a system I modded before, however, it didn't last very long. From some of my videos, you've probably heard that the first game system handheld that I got a hold of to mod was a Pokemon Mini. After that, it was an original Game Boy, and then it was a Sega Game Gear. Past that, I kind of just went around and found things that were broke in the junk section that maybe were fixable. In the process of that, I did find a broken Game Boy SP. And it wasn't one of the coveted ones, it was just a 001, but there was a lot of mods out there that you could do to it. And I also had seen a video that Macho Nacho had done where he put a wireless charger in it, and I thought that seemed pretty cool, and I thought I'd give it a try. So I fixed up a Game Boy SP, I got a new shell, I got new buttons, I'm pretty sure I put a new screen in it, but I can't remember offhand. And then I did the wireless charger, and it worked, and it was awesome, and I used it. Some of you may also know that I do tend to fix up stuff and I donate them for bingo. My work really likes playing bingo, so I donate a couple things. Last bingo, we did a Game Boy Color. The Switch that we did a battery mod for, that is one of my videos. And one of the keyboards that wasn't the one that I showed in my video, but it was a keyboard that I repaired because I found it in the trash. Another thing that they were requesting was a Game Boy SP. Unfortunately, at the time, I didn't really have a full one, but I had components. So I got all the pieces and I started building one, but realized that I didn't have everything I needed. So I thought, I'll just take them out of my Game Boy SP and put them into this system, and I can just order more. But as I was taking it apart, it just kind of disintegrated. I don't know how to explain it. Like, buttons broke, the parts where the screws went in broke, nothing stayed the same. So I don't know if I got a bad batch or if I just put it together badly. I didn't force it apart, so I'm not sure what happened. But in the end, it was not fixable to put back together. I decided that at that point, I was just going to buy all new parts, try some new stuff, and redo another Game Boy SP. Let's see what my original Game Boy SP looked like. Let's mod another one and add a wireless charger. This is the Game Boy SP that I am going to take apart to use. It is in good condition. The only problem is the screen is kind of a little weird looking. I don't know if something's caught underneath or mold. It does work and it does turn on. I am opening up the battery terminal just to see if the battery is bulged. This one I did find in the junk section along with the other one. I'm just testing both to see which one is in worse condition, and this one definitely is because of the screen. I got a LCD laminated screen. I got some green buttons because I didn't know what I wanted. I got a power cleaner in case I wanted to use it, and I also got a flex amp cable. Some clear buttons in case I didn't like the green ones. And then this is the shell I found that I liked. On the back of Game Boy SP, they do have the Y screws. There are 4 along the edge, 1 underneath the battery, and then 1 near where the game goes in. This is what color and buttons I had for my original one. Here's what the wireless charger looked like. And for the rest of it, here you can see it cracked here. I don't even know when or how that happened. Also, wherever the screws went, all of those parts broke. I did use the screws that came with it, so I'm not too sure what happened. To get the motherboard out, it's just 3 Phillips head screws. And then on the bottom is where the ribbon cable is connected. So don't pull it off. Make sure you release it first. You can rip the ribbon. I'm just gonna clean off the motherboard. It actually doesn't look that bad. I was a little surprised since the screen looked like it had some damage or possibly mold on it. I was going to use all of my pink buttons, however my left and right buttons broke when I took them out to take the spring out because I needed it for a donor for the one I built for bingo. And since I don't have all pink, I decided why not use the green I had and just mix it all. If you've never put the left and right buttons on a Gameboy SP, it's pretty simple. You just have to make sure you put the spring on the correct button the correct way. So basically you line up the bent end to the indent in the button and put that metal rod in. You cannot put one on the other one. It won't sit right, so you won't get them messed up. Some other important pieces, the part that covers the ribbon, as well as these two little circles that go over top the hinges. To get the hinges off, you do have to be kind of delicate so you don't bend them, but you take the ribbon cover off first, then you kind of pop them out, and then you can slide off the old color and put a new color on. You can buy these if you break hinges. You just have to take apart the SP to put in the new ones. There was no lineup for this screen, so it seems like it just kind of sits in here. There is a ribbon attachment first. Then it flips over and sits on the back. And then it's got this one piece in the front. It's got sticky on it. It's supposed to bend down and be on the front of the screen to do brightness. It's a little shorter than I would like, and it doesn't sit fully down. Even when I think I get it completely stuck down, I'm having difficulty. It's not aesthetically pleasing, but if it does the job, it does the job. Now I do need to take the rest of this broken case off so I can get my wireless charger because I didn't buy another one since this one is still usable. You do have to do a little trimming on the case, but it's not a lot. It's just that area. Make sure that when you are closing it up, you do not get the ribbon caught in the wrong spot, or if you're deciding to do the wireless charger, any of the cable in the wrong spot. The next hardest part is to get the ribbon and my wires through the other shell so I can attach it to the motherboard. And you do have to spiral and put a little bit of a loop in the ribbon so that it handles the opening and closing. Now to get the hinges back in, they just pop into place. I am having a little difficulty. These blue pieces, I don't know if they're too big, but the side covers for the hinges are not working. So I'm just gonna put the original ones on. The next step is for the brightness control, and on the end of the ribbon, right near where it attaches to the motherboard, there is a little trace and it's a circle. Then you're going to attach a little cable with it. This one did come with a cable. A lot of them will. This one was extremely tiny and I almost missed it. And it goes to this little spot and it's marked Q12B. There are two colored wires. One is copper and one is reddish in color, and the copper goes to ground, and if you follow directions it doesn't quite work properly. And I learned this from Macho Nacho. I'll leave a link in the description below of his video so you could watch it as well. But he found that it stated pins 3 and pin 6, and it wasn't. It worked with pins 2 and pin 6. Now I can put the screws in place to hold down the motherboard and give this a test. So I plugged it in and I tested it, and I didn't get any screen, but I got sound. And it's definitely charging, so I'm not too sure what I did. But lo and behold, I have a clear case and I saw what happened. So now I have to take it all back apart again. What happened was I shifted the ribbon cable. Luckily I didn't rip it, I just shifted it enough that it wasn't going to work. Now that that is in place, you can see I have a screen, and I am happy that this touch button for brightness on the front works. I was worried it wasn't going to work. So for wireless charging, I just have this little puck. You do have to sit it on pretty specifically since it's not right in the middle. It has to be a little off-centered. But once it's in place, you can see the light is on for charging. So at the moment, it is working how it's supposed to be. I will charge it up more so that I can test it and make sure everything is good with it. So now I have another modded out Game Boy SP. Let's hope that this one doesn't fall apart like the other one. Like I said, I don't know how that happened or why it happened. I did not take it apart after I did the original build. I only took it apart to galvanize it for pieces. So I guess if it was gonna break, it might as well break then and not while I was using it. I wish there was a better way to get the wireless charger in there. I don't think that this is a hard build, and if you do have a Game Boy SP that has something broken on it, like a hinge, or it's dirty, or your screen is burnt, there are so many mods out there that you can use. You can even do the AV out like I did on the Game Boy Advance for our car. Let me know in the comments if you've modded one of these out and what you've done to it. There's definitely a lot more stuff that I wanted to do, and I didn't know how many components I could add and or not add before it decided not to work. If you want to see me add some more stuff to it, I can definitely give a go. Like I said, I'm not too sure how much you can add to one of these before it's kind of pointless. I do think it's a lot of fun to fix up one of these, especially if you just have a motherboard. Honestly, if you get a hold of a motherboard, you can buy everything else you need. Shells, screen, buttons, hinges, everything. So no worry there. Maybe I'll do something different on the other one. Give me some suggestions in the comments since I did find another one in the junk section. As always, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again in 2 weeks. Bye!